Yo, what's up guys, how's it going? It's me, your boy Alex, back with another video. And as you can see by the title, this one is going to be a Lomein Boss Mule tier list. Now I'm only going to do the classes that I've personally played. Also going to shrink this a little bit. Ooh. I'm only going to do the classes that I've personally played, just so I can give like a fair judgment. Because I don't want to put in, I don't know, let's say Ilium. Which is a class that I've never played up to Lomein, so I just don't think that would be really like a fair thing to judge. So I'm only going to do the classes that I played, so that's the classes you can see on screen. And again, this is my tier list, and I know for a fact there's a few that I'm going to put in D tier that's going to upset a couple people, because I do not enjoy playing them. So yeah, keep that in mind. If you do disagree with me, let me know why in the comments. But a lot of these is basically just up to like my interpretation, and how much fun I had with them, and you know, stuff like that. So starting off the list, I'm going to put Hayato. This is probably one of my most favorite boss mules that I have on my account. Does my Hayato benefit from being a hyper burn? Yeah, I would say so. But my Hayato is an S tier boss mule. I really enjoy bossing on Hayato. To start with, I didn't really get like a lot of the animation cancelling, but once you put the time in and learn actually how to play the class, managing sword gauge, all that stuff, I'm a really big enjoyer of this class. I never played it with the Shinsoku as the Hurricane main skill, so I'm only used to the Blade Flash bossing, which some people may not like enjoy, but I really like this. I'm really a really big fan of Hayato. All the final damage stacking is kind of annoying to start with. But again, once you get used to managing the sword gauge, managing your stacks, it can be really good. Really, really good source of damage as well. Lots of like buffs up, lots of upkeep to it. I don't know, I just really enjoy Hayato. I don't know. Really, really fun class. Really, really fun class. That's why I second main it now, you know. This class is like going hard for me. Bowmaster, my next boss mule. A very simple boss mule. You basically just turn on your toggles, you hold down Hurricane, and then when you burst, you pop all of your skills at once, bind the boss, and then bing, bang, boom, it's dead, you know? Very, very simple. I should also clarify for this tier list, all of my boss mules are about the same strength. They're all like 15k. Only my Shade and my Hayato are a bit stronger. And then they will have max boost nodes. A few of them have a couple max skill nodes. It just kind of depends. But they're all basically the same strength. But yeah, Bowmaster, very, very simple, very fun to play. It's like a solid A. It could be S, but I don't know. It just feels like it's lacking something. But I couldn't tell what that is. But compared to Hayato, I definitely prefer my Hayato over my Bowmaster. Bowmaster's very simple. Again, it is just hold down Hurricane. And then it has that like little back shot, like movement skill, so you can like move out of the way of stuff. It has the TP, the placeable teleport, which is great for Phase 1 Lotus. And yeah, it's you know, it's a very nice simple class. Buccaneer. Now, me personally, Buck was one of the first boss mules that I made, and it's also one of the ones that I enjoy the least. And the main reasoning for that is Lightning Form, just because of how, and I've been struggling with it on Hayato quite a bit. And the main reason is because the way I've played the game for years, by moving, is using the arrow keys, and I micro move a lot, so I double tap to like move places. Now, if you double tap with Lightning Form on, you'll teleport. And I have killed myself by Lightning Form teleporting way too much in bosses. And I did it to the point that I got so frustrated with Buccaneer that I dropped my boss mule. I no longer use my Buccaneer as one of my main boss mules. That's how much I really didn't enjoy it. Now, Buccaneer is good. Lord of the Deep is a fantastic skill. The bursting is satisfying with Howling Fist, like popping everything. But that Lightning Form downside for me was just so much of a downside that it made me drop the boss mule. And unfortunately, just make me rate the class so low. Just because of how much I didn't enjoy it. After that, we've got Blaze Wizard. Now, Blaze Wizard is a bit of a weird one, because not a lot of people, in my opinion, people sleep on Blaze Wizard. I think this class is really good. But again, people are going to see me put Buck in D tier and think my opinion has no weight at all. So I'm going to put Blaze Wizard in A. Because I don't know, I really enjoy playing my Blaze Wizard. You know the big, like, spinning, like, clock skill? The 5th job skill? I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. Like, Wheel of Flame or something. It's so satisfying to just, like, put down Conduit, make sure you're in Fox, AB Link, bind the boss, do a little bit of, like, DPM bursting, and then jump up and do the big, like, flame wheel thing. And just go... And just, like, bro, it does so much damage, like, so quickly. It's just so satisfying. And yeah, like popping everything on a Blaze Wizard is just fun. The weird thing about Blaze Wizard is when you flash jump, it puts your character in like a dark sight like mode. Like it darkens like your visual, but you're not actually in dark sight. So I tried doing the whole like flash jump into like a demolisher to test it, and I just died. So I don't know why that's a thing, but you know, it's there. It also has a placeable teleport for P1 Lotus, similar to Bowmaster. But for some reason, the Blaze Wizard one, you have to recast every time you do it, which is kind of annoying. But apart from that, you know, really fun, really solid class, in my opinion. Has a self-bind, mana overload, so it does big damage. And then obviously Conduit as well, which you just always place down. Really fun to do. Dual Blade, or Blade Master, is the next one we're going to talk about. Where am I going to put my DB? Well, first of all, let's talk about my DB. My DB is another character that I've dropped, because I got to the point where I had too many boss mules, and I thought about which ones do I enjoy the most. And DB, I wasn't really having that much fun. It's a strong class, and it's very quick at doing bosses. Because of its low cooldown cycle, you can basically just, like, speed run bosses if you're funded enough to just insta-kill them. The main selling point for me was again, the cooldowns, but I just didn't really enjoy it. I don't know why. I think a lot of the, like, meta classes, and I'm not trying to be, like, you know, quirky and different, but they're just not really, like, classes I enjoy, I think. Blades of Destiny is a cool skill. Asura, really fun to use. The big, like, like sword, like dagger, katara, like slice in front of you, which does big damage. That was really fun to use. You can like move around in it. Yeah, Phantom Blow, as always. Not Phantom Blow, whatever the main attacking skill, looks cool. But I don't know, I just really didn't enjoy playing DB. I think it's the up jump that annoyed me the most. Because it doesn't have a real up jump. It has this, like, whoosh skill. And you, like, whoosh your daggers up, and then you, like, up jump a little bit. And if you hold up, you can do it, but, like, a little bit higher. But I don't know, I just really didn't get on with DB. Like, to the point, it's one of the ones I dropped. There's another one I dropped in the list. Well, actually, there's 2 more in the list that I dropped. But these, I don't know, I just didn't. Dark Knight, I'm a big fan of Dark Knight. Dark Knight, I'm going to put in B. It's fun. I don't know. It's enjoyable. It's just mediocre, right? It's there, but it's not there. I think if I had my Dark Knight at 6 job, it would be an S. Because Dead Space is just such a sick skill. But just like as a 220, it's just, you know, like a B. Having the revive mechanic and being able to just like kill myself and do free DPS is really good. Because you just go into Lotus, like P3, you just tank a Demolisher and then just like Giga kill him. Same for Damien, just if you haven't used Door by that point, you just tank a like Sword Explosion, just Giga kill him. You can even do it in CPAP as well if Door is up at that point. But Dark Knight is very nice. It's the main thing is the range on Gungnir's Descent. It's a bit weird because the animation, you like throw the spear like above your head, right? So I can never tell like the actual hitbox. I don't know the hitbox very well. So sometimes I'm just stood there like whoosh, whoo, 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 like attacking and like not hitting anything. But apart from that, Dark Angel is very cool. She has some really nice voice lines as well. Like, say you're like 15 stacks like Dark Angel, she's like, I'll give you my power, or like, the power of the Pact, or like something like that, right? And then you do that, whoosh, loads of lines, like, it's cool. It's satisfying to use, Speaking of satisfying, after that we have Hero. I'm gonna put Hero in, now look, if we were talking like 2 months ago, I would have put Hero in D. And I would have been on the verge of dropping Hero. But some people in Twitch chat persuaded me to give Hero another chance and maybe fund it a little bit more. And after that, like, dumping in a bunch of nodes into it, leveling up IC and BSB, it's probably like it's higher than Dark Knight. Higher than Dark Knight. Like, I really didn't like it, but it's definitely grown on me a lot. The main thing that I really hated was the up jump, and then it just felt so weak. But once I invested those nodes, got my BSB and IC up to like 10 or like 20-ish, it started doing giga damage, and it went from one of my slowest Lomein mules to one of my fastest, which was a very big surprise. Another main factor of that was getting attack speed 10 on it. So I needed a attack speed inner ability. All of my attack speed classes, just by the way, so Dark Knight, Marksman, like all that stuff, they all have +1 attack speed as well on their inner, so they're all attack speed 10. But the difference between like an attack speed 8, attack speed 9, and then attack speed 10 hero is like night and day. It's absolutely ridiculous how much of a difference that makes. And it was definitely worth it. So that definitely put hero up the rankings for me. But yeah, hero's really cool. Especially like Lomein or Lotus P1, the way I do it, you can World Reaver the cheese through some lasers and then Blast Shield, and then just track yourself along the bottom of the screen, and then you can just like World Reaver again at that time, because you World Reaver through 2 lasers at a time, and then if they reverse, you just up jump and then cycle round. But it's very, very easy to do. Speaking of easy to do, Miho, easy S tier. Miho, again, was one of my weaker ones, but I always planned to, like, because I just enjoy Royal Guard. So I funded Miho a fair bit. He now has, like, Radiant Soul 25. He was one of my first boss mules that I maxed the skill node on. And he not only giga pumps, but he's giga fun to play. Because Royal Guarding is just such a fun mechanic to do in, like, every boss. As a lot of people have said about Miho, it definitely shines in later bosses a bit more. But I just think Miho is really fun. I really enjoy, again, Royal Guarding, learning all those different timings for the mechanics, and then just, like, playing around that. I will be honest, of all of my boss mules that I play, I probably die the most on Miho. And you might think, why? Like, how? Miho's just in iframe the whole time. And the reason because of that is because when you Royal Guard, you're putting yourself, like, out of position to take the damage to Royal Guard it. And if you screw up the Royal Guard, you're just gonna die, right? So that's happened quite a lot to me. But I really enjoy playing Miho. I think it's a really fun class. It's nice and simple. The only downside, would I put it in A? Because yeah, I'm gonna put it in A because of this. The only downside is the rush skill has like a weird like delay on it, where when you rush, Miho then does like a like stand-up kind of mechanic, and it just feels really weird. And then it doesn't have a real up jump. He has like the skill like Explorer Warrior like up jump. So that kind of does make it lose a few marks. Like because of that, I wouldn't put it up in S tier with higher tier, but it is top of A tier. It's a really good boss mule. I really enjoy Miho. After that, we then have Marksman, another really good one. Marksman is really fun and really strong as well. Again, has attack speed 10. Would I put her in S? Yeah, I'm going to put Marksman in S, actually. And the main reason is just because of Snipe, and just the absolute ridiculous range of that skill. You can essentially, like, off-screen every, like, Lomein tier boss, and just do giga damage at the same time. And not be in any danger. And then if you are in danger, you can put down your Scarecrow or your, like, puppet, and then just, like, run away to the other side and carry on. Boo, 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 you know. And then bursting is very satisfying. Pressing that, like, big, like, like, skill. I don't know what it's called. And then the iframe, like, sniper targeting thing with your mouse. Very fun class. I do enjoy Marksman, and again, it also has the placeable teleport like Bowmaster for Lotus P1. Very enjoyable. I do enjoy Marksman. You'll see a trend with my boss mules. I enjoy a lot of them, but that's why they're my boss mules. Just because of, you know, if I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't play it. Speaking of not enjoying and not playing, Nightlord. Nightlord, also, again, one of the first boss mules that I made, and it's the one I regret the most. Because Nightlord is my highest level boss mule. It was my most funded for a long time. And it has a it has a lot of nodes put into it, and it's really bad. And the main reason for this, and the main reason I'm giving Nightlord so much hate, is just because you have to wait, essentially, for your cooldowns every single fight, right? Because an off-burst Nightlord doesn't exist. So when you're trying to go through all the bosses as quick as possible, usually I aim to get all my bosses done in like 25 minutes, if not less. And my Nightlord will just take like 12 times 3 just by default, because you always have to wait for your burst to do any damage. Especially in Lotus and Damien, if you're multi-bursting those fights, it's going to take at least like 9 minutes, where all the other classes will take like 5 or 6, because they actually do some kind of relative off-burst DPM, whereas Nightlord just doesn't exist as a class unless you have all of your skills up. And then if your Shadow Walker is a lower level, you're then adding on more wait time to your burst rotation, because you're then waiting for that as well to line up all of your bursts. And it's just really not very satisfying. So that's why I put it down so low. Which is a real shame, because Nightlord would be really cool. But the fact it just has Z DPS makes it a terrible boss mule, especially when you're thinking about efficiency, which is one of the main factors that goes into a boss mule, right? Is how much you can get done and how much time. And Nightlord really does not tick any of the boxes, in my opinion, for being a good boss mule. Savage. In terms of being, and this is people are going to think this is a meme, and I'm just doing it because, like, oh, Nightlord bad, Nightwalker good, but, like, I genuinely mean it. Nightwalker, probably one of my best boss mules. Really enjoy this class, in comparison to Nightlord especially, because Nightwalker actually does some relative form of off-burst DPS, and on-burst, it does giga damage. You've got great utility, you've got a 12-second bind, you've got, like, life-stealing, you've got shielding, you've got a placeable teleport, which is the Dark Servant that you can teleport to, place down again, run off, teleport to, place down again. Very similar to, like, Blaze Wizard in that respect. And then it just does giga damage. Like, we all know how broken Nightwalker is. Absolutely crazy class. Really, really enjoy bossing on this one. And it's really easy as well. It's very good. Following on from that, we have my Shade. Shade is another one of my Hyperburns. She's going to go in, like, a solid A, just to be fair. But Shade is good. Shade's a 2-minute, so it's very useful for boss mule, because you can just essentially constantly burst. The burst rotation is very simple as well. Just pop all of the buff skills like Spirit Flow and whatnot, put down the bind, split the boss, put down the purple guys, spin, super mega punch, and then, like, just DPM and make sure you have the debuff up the whole time. Very, very good class. Very, very good class. I do enjoy Shade. And the skill aesthetics is another thing that I really enjoy as well. I think it looks really good. I do like Shade. After that, a class that I don't like, Shadower. And people are going to be like, what the fuck, he's putting Shadower in D tier? And yeah, I really, really, really do not enjoy playing Shadower. It's the same thing with these, like, big meta classes that a lot of people recommend. They're just classes that are not for me. I found out, like, the main drawback with Shadower is a really strong class, a really, really strong class. It's really good. If you're good at Shadower, you're good at probably one of the best classes in the game. But I just really don't enjoy it. I've got to be honest. The whole, like, Sonic Blow, like, rotations into, like, cancelling, into, like, Chief Bandits, into, like, Assassinate cancelling to TP and all that stuff. Like, I really don't enjoy doing it. It's one of the, I wish I liked Shadower, because it's really strong. But it's just not for me. And for that reason, like, I dropped Shadower. So the ones that I've dropped, right, I'll let you in. I dropped Nightlord, I dropped Shadower, I dropped Buccaneer, and I dropped DB. They are the ones that I dropped, and it's because I just don't enjoy playing them. And that's why I rate them so poorly for my boss mules, because I just really didn't have any fun. Which is it's a shame, but, you know, it's just the truth. After that, TB. TB, one of the stronger mules that I have. It's probably an A. TB's pretty good. I'll put it above Shade. But TB's quite nice. The main reason that I don't put TB in S, is because of the Thunderbolt and Annihilate constant comboing, right? Eventually, it does get kind of tiring on your hands, right? Because I have Thunderbolt on Q and I have Annihilate on E, so I'm constantly going QE, 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 QE while I'm bossing, right? And then when you're bursting, I have Annihilate on E and I have Gale on R, so I'm doing ER, 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 ER constantly, right? And eventually, that kind of gets tiring. It's a lot of spam. I love spam, but that's like a lot of spam. And for that reason, it's not an S. But like general gameplay-wise, TB is a really good class. It's very sleeper strong, you know. It's actually really good. A nice, easy burst rotation to do, because you just pop everything and just press your buttons. It's got a lot of great movement. It's got like an ascension, a descent. It's got a dash. It's got a small like blink thing that you can use to go through like lotus lasers. It's got an iframe. The only thing it's really missing is like a bind, right? But you just run Odin over and it's fine. But TB is really good. I really do enjoy TB. I like TB. And then finally, Wind Archer. Now, Wind Archer is a very typical, very good boss mule. And that is for good reason. So I will put Wind Archer in S as well. And that's just one of the main things, similar to Marksman, is the puppet. Having the little crystal that you can place, just distract all the bosses while you just hold Hurricane. And just kill everything. Really, really good. The skills, I love the design. It just looks good. Green is a cool color. And it's very satisfying to burst with a double, like the triple stack tornado, the big ball, chucking down the chickens, throwing the little crystal things, and then all the like triflings and all of the Stormbringers like flying off of you. It's a very satisfying burst cycle to do. So I do enjoy Wind Archer. So yeah, there's my Lomein Boss Mule tier list. Again, this is my tier list. This is classes that I play. So I haven't rated anything that I don't play. So that's why it's a bit small. But I just want to say thanks for watching. It's New Year soon, so have a good New Year. And much love. Peace. If you do disagree with me, let me know in the comments about where you think what class should be where. And what class I may or may not enjoy. Because I feel like eventually I might drop maybe Dark Knight, right? I don't know, I might drop something. So let me know if you have any suggestions of a class that I might enjoy. And I might try it out. So many thanks, boys. Much love. And have a good evening. Bye-bye.